An historic opportunity missed for Marine Le Pen. The verdict of the French media, who named Emmanuel Macron as the winner. Attack after attack by the National Front candidate, rebuffed with cool composure by the man who's now the clear favourite to win Sunday's runoff. But this bar by Le Pen may have consequences beyond the presidential election.
I hope that we don't find out that you have an offshore account in the Bahamas. I hope.
No, Mrs. Le Pen, that's defamation.
I said I hope.
Macron has now filed a lawsuit claiming defamation. But will the mud stick?
Because there is no journalists, no sources, no proofs. So it's basically slander, but it will not work because now people are more or less accustomed to fake news. And I think that even in France, they can make the difference between real news and fake news.
And the real question is what is going to happen to the voters who backed the Conservative Republican François Fillon, what some describe as 7 million electoral orphans. One of them is an entrepreneur who has just moved into a stylish new set of offices and likes to play table football to escape from a life on computers. He's decided to switch to Macron.
It's a choice of reason. He is a good incarnation of France. He is young and looks dynamic enough to change France.
But out in the marketplaces of Paris, we tracked down a Fillon supporter who intends to switch to Le Pen.
I will vote for the National Front. I believe that Macron's policy will be exactly the same as François Hollande, and I really don't want another 5 years of that.
This district of the capital was a Fillon stronghold, but Macron canvassers were out in force.
What happened during the debate has clearly frightened people.
In a visit to Western Brittany, Le Pen had a barrage of eggs thrown at her, but none reached their target. This is Macron territory. 50 demonstrators shouted, "Out with fascists," as bodyguards led her away. In the Somme for her final rally, she was back on her own turf. The welcome, as always, a warm one. Le Pen's message is still being aimed at the so-called Rust Belt and rural areas of France, which have suffered from the most stubborn and high unemployment, and where people feel most alienated by the policies being pursued by politicians in Paris.
I call on the will of the people to take back their country.
It's been a long day for Le Pen. Her hopes of cutting Macron's lead look dashed. But her eyes are already on the elections for the National Assembly next month, where she hopes to establish a firm foothold for the National Front. David Chater, Al Jazeera, Enema, Northern France.